Hey everybody, welcome to Spell Break. Today we got a battle of the midgets. We got Suwako, the little frog midget, being played by Gintou, and he's going to be facing off against Genki, who's going to be playing as the gardener half-ghost midget. So, real battle of shorties here. Both of these characters have pretty small hitboxes, especially Youmu whenever she's dashing. And typically Suwako's in the air, so the small hitboxes don't really appear that often to be a problem, but they're still pretty small. Okay, so looking at both of these decks, Gintou, I don't know too much about Suwako. I never played Suwako, don't usually fight against Suwakos, they're kind of a little bit rare. But she is going to be bringing 4 of the default 2/2s, and those are really good because you can use them sort of like how Oku uses 6B, or how Yuiko uses 6C. It's sort of a bullet that just stays on screen for a while and follows your opponent around, and it can really help out in neutral and protecting you. Aside from that, he has 4 of the iron rings, the alt 6-3s, and those are really good at catching border escapes and such. So even, against some characters you can just mash 6-3 on reaction, it works pretty well. But yeah, a couple defensive system cards, and a couple spell cards that, I'm not too familiar with actually. Genki, on the other hand, no defensive system cards at all. It's really not a defensive deck in the slightest. The closest thing to defense that he's bringing is 2 DPs, but the interesting part about this deck is that he's going to be bringing 4 of the Lotus Stance cuts. And it's like a little green, X/, and what it's really good at is, in this matchup, it actually denies a lot of Suwako's bullet options. So, interested to see how that works out. Aside from that, pretty standard Youmu stuff. He's got the Slash of Present, Slash of Meditation, Slash of Eternity, all sorts of slashes, and he's got a couple of the clones and a Nirvana. So, let's jump in and see how it goes. Alright, so right off the bat, you can see that Genki's trying to catch Gintou flying out of the air. Most of Gintou and Suwako's options for attacking are in the air, so really if you can keep Suwako grounded, which is very difficult to do, but if you can keep Suwako grounded most of the time, it's kind of a little bit harder for her to play a lot of matchups. Alright, so here, you saw that he set up the D2-2, worked out pretty well in neutral. It made it so that Genki wasn't able to, do as many bullet options, because he was right next to the D2-2. Alright, good stuff from Gintou there. Ooh, and catches him with the 6C. Ooh, okay, J6A gets wrong block. That's something that Suwako has to be really careful about in this matchup. Yomu's like to cancel into J6A, and ooh, if you actually go back and see there, Yomu's 3A, which hits low, actually caught Suwako trying to escape on the lily pad. So that's interesting. I didn't realize that 3A hits. Yeah, right there again. 3A actually seems to be hitting whenever you're on the lily pad. Ooh, and it looks like D2-2 might actually cancel out the Lotus Stance cut, but I'm not sure there's anything else she can do that cancels it out. Okay, lots of respect there from Genki. If I were Genki, I think I would have border escaped much earlier, probably after the first bullet that I saw on that string, because Suwako is really far away. And yeah, I do believe this is a tournament set that they were playing actually, so it does make sense that they're playing a little bit cautiously. Wheel of Pain, good pressure, no crush, and a really good talisman. Okay. Ooh, and you can see there, that green slash, it just completely deleted Suwako's J6C. So that's something that Suwako has to be so careful about in this matchup. At least, whenever... You don't honestly see many Yomus bringing green slash, but it seems like it works out pretty well here with denying bullet options. As far as I'm aware, Suwako can do J5C, but J5C has quite a bit of recovery, so it beats out the Lotus Stance cut, but it's a little bit hard to use otherwise. Ooh, and Genki trying to go for the frame trap there, trying to do charge 6A into Slash of Present. If people try to border escape or jump out after there, they'll get caught, but luckily Gintou was cautious. Ooh, Iron Rings actually caught at the very end there, and there he's able to cancel into the card. And there what you actually see is that Suwako's will always drag the enemy up to the top of the screen when they're using that spell card. And what it allows is, it basically makes it so the enemy has to spend a lot of time falling down at the end of the combo, which gives Suwako more time to set up Okizeme. Ooh, 6-6C gets blocked. And Genki just... Okay, good DP there. I was gonna say, you know, he could probably be border escaping a little bit earlier against Suwako, even against her J5As, because she'll often cancel J5A into bullets. And Typhoon, you have to be really careful against Suwako and Typhoon, because her 3A on the lily pad summons up all those trees, and it does a lot of damage. Like, you wouldn't expect it to do that much damage. Alright, and that's going to be round 2 to Gintou. So Typhoon is already on the clock. Genki starting off with some green slashes here. Trying to space out here. Trying to space out a lot of the bullets he can do. Ooh yeah, and you can see Gintou's trying to be a little bit more cautious here. What Suwako can do during Typhoon also is that she has the disjointed J8A, that move right there, so she can fly above the opponent and just try to snipe with J8A during Typhoon. It's pretty safe. Ooh, Rekka does not catch the lily pad escape. Okay, 3A there tries to catch him. And yeah, every time the Genki throws out that Lotus stance cut, Gintou has to be really cautious about throwing out any bullets. And yeah, again, that 3A catching as he goes up on the lily pad. That's so annoying for Suwako. And a big slash of Eternity and Heavy Fog, bringing bringing Genki's HP back. Ooh, good DP there. Alright, Genki, you can see there, he's actually doing a little bit of bait pressure. He's trying to push him into the corner in mid-screen by canceling his dial A into 5B prematurely. And that's, you know, that's something that you want to do whenever your opponent is respecting you quite a bit, but it looks like he wasn't respecting him that much as he did border escape. Good DP to finish it though. So yeah, what we can see already is, Lotus Stance Cut is doing a lot of work for Genki, but I think he's having a little bit of trouble escaping Gintou's pressure. He's doing a good job whenever he's using DPs, but just with regular border escapes and, you know, dash outs, he's really kind of underdoing it. Oh, and he tries to do a really greedy charge 3A on Wake Up. Typhoon coming up, and this Typhoon is probably hard to call. I think it's actually going to be good for both of them, depending on which one plays it better. Yeah, and it looks like Gintou's getting the upper hand of this Typhoon, definitely. Ooh, and really good there. You see that Genki's trying to space out Gintou by doing 2Bs on the ground and then following up with J5A in the air. Well, Gintou started adjusting to it, and now he's just flying over and doing J8A, catching him with the tree and preventing him from doing that. So really good adaptation from Gintou. Okay, Lotus Stance Cut to start it off. I think Lotus Stance Cut becomes even denser at level 3, so Genki definitely wants to get as many of those out as soon as possible. I think at this point Genki's also being a little bit more cautious about J8A. Yeah, you see there, instead of running in, he just waited when he was on the ground. He was afraid that J8A might have come out there. Being really cautious, both players. Ooh, yeah. Genki doing 2C to space out Gintou's attempts to jump in. Ooh, okay, canceling Wheel of Pain, but a good jump there, and this is going to be a dropped combo. That's so unfortunate. I think what happened was that Genki was actually a little bit too close to the edge of the... Or not Genki, Gintou was too close to the edge of the screen, so it made the bullet go off screen and unable to combo with. Okay. Ooh, and that 6-3 would have caught Genki, but... Yeah, okay, really good mash out. Doesn't get a full punish, but gets a nice little 2A or 4A tap. Yikes, words, moves. But yeah, gets the 4A tap after he dives underground. Okay, good stagger pressure. Trying to catch a border escape because he finishes the entire dial A there. Ooh, and Gintou blocking that DP for once. Really good stuff, and getting a decent confirm off it. Ooh, and he tries to catch a dash up with the J8A, but it was a bit premature. And yeah, Genki's really on points with the DP here, and I think it's probably something that if you're a Youmu main would be a good idea to bring to this matchup. Like, in general, Suwako really telegraphs her moves, and they have a lot of recovery, like J6A, J5A, so if you see her do them in front of you, DP's usually... You can even probably, like, do it on reaction. But yeah, something I haven't really seen too much out of, and he has it in his deck right now, is the default 2-2. Gintou has 2 of them, but I think it's just a little bit difficult to do it because, A, you know, Genki is really, or Youmu in general, is really fast on the ground with grazes, and you need quite a bit of time to set it up, actually. And there, Rekka whiffs on the lily pad. So he's really only doing it for Okizeme, and it worked out pretty nicely there. Ooh, Genki saw that he was gonna cancel into, like a further pressure string, but he predicted incorrectly. If he had done the C version of the DP, it would have worked there, but the B version is not bullet invulnerable. Ooh, Genki mashing out there, not plus. Ooh, okay. Really good stuff there by Gintou. He's kind of doing like a Mexican standoff. He's trying to make Genki walk himself back into the corner by just aggressively standing in front of him and being like, hey, you're afraid I'm going to press J5A, aren't you? You're going to walk back into that corner, boy. And yeah, it's pretty good. Ooh, and the backwards J5A. Big boy stuff right there. And as you can see, he's carrying him up to the top of the screen, sending him off to Valhalla, and then letting him drop down to hell. Alright, so here 6-6C does unfortunately miss. He gets a good clean combo there. And yeah, that 2-2-2, 2-2-2, that 2-2 working out really nicely for him on Okizeme. I know, I have the worst pronunciation and words today. It's like I have, I don't know, peanut butter in my mouth. Delicious. Okay, so yeah, it looks like Gintou started doing a couple more rings there because they don't actually get blocked off by Lotus Stance Cut. But it's a bit premature because Genki hasn't actually drawn Lotus Stance Cut yet, and as I say that, Mountain Vapor ends and he's got Lotus Stance Cut in his deck. Yeah, he's probably going to run across the screen, set it up, and there it is. Now it's going to be a little bit more difficult for Gintou to do neutral. This should be a really big combo, but he could reset it here. And yeah, he gets the reset there, and Genki's blocking, but a lot of people don't actually know that Suwako resets there, so they will accidentally stop blocking and just get comboed for like another 2.9k. Okay, good combo. Yeah, and Genki right there following up with the 5Bs. He knows that, okay, so what Genki actually did there was that he showed, you can go back and rewind that, he showed the 5B the first time in mid-screen to be like, hey, you want to escape after this, right? You don't want to keep blocking these 5Bs, and then on the next pressure swing, he finishes the Dialay. Gintou didn't fall for the bait, but I can understand what Genki was going for, and it was probably a really good idea. Okay, good J8A catch. It's risky for Youmu to do J8A like that because of the amount of recovery. Like you see there, he whiffed the second one, and now he's getting put into the corner because of it. Baby doesn't like being put in the corner. Alright, get him, midget. Get him! Ooh! Okay, that was a really clean J2A 2C reset there. Oh, and he gets the crush with the charge 6A. You know, it doesn't really come up in this set, but something interesting about charge 6A that Youmu has, like, is that a lot of the charge moves, they have pretty identical hitboxes, but not Yomu's charge 6A. Yomu's charge 6A gains like a big hitbox at the tip of it compared to a regular 6A, so it's actually worth using even in neutral. Ooh, he didn't finish the Dial A there. I think if he did, he would have actually caught Gintou. River Mist is on the clock. Any knockdown or spell card used could Psycho to Typhoon, but just River Mist. You know, a strategy that you can use in River Mist whenever you, whenever you're down, for example, like let's say you have no meter or you have no life lead, it's just back away from the opponent and spam bullets. Just spam charge bullets over and over. Take it as an opportunity to build up meter, because it's going to be a lot harder for your enemy to go in, combo you, pressure you, you know, even play neutral against you. So just stand away and build meter if you have extra meter to spare. You know, here neither of them had to do it, because they had full meter, but it's something that's worth noting. And a good Slash of Eternity there by Genki. Blue Sky is up, so Genki can do some really intense combos and pressure strings with Youmu. She can cancel DP into Rekka and all sorts of crazy things. Oh, but Rekka, of course, does not hit Suwako. Okay, crush. A good combo there. But it's going to be a lot of life to come back from. He does have the meter lead though, so one good 4 card could be what he needs. But still, it's going to be a little bit tricky. And yeah, there's the 4 card. And Drizzle actually helping a lot with the damage. So yeah, now he gets a chance to set up 2-2. And he goes in for the dive. He might try to go for resets here, which are going to be minus, just because Genki is respecting a bit more. Genki knows he doesn't have that much HP. And that's something that you can do against a lot of opponents. Whenever they have no HP, they're usually going to be really careful about mashing out of pressure. So you can be a lot greedier with pressure resets. That being said, if you also have no HP, you can potentially kill yourself by doing that. But yeah, that's the end of the game. Nut Slash of Eternity. Jeez, the Lotus stance cut is amazing in this matchup if you're playing as Youmu. Not only that, but I think DP did a lot of work as well, because of the amount of time that it takes for Suwako to recover from her moves. Aside from that, you know, Rekka, I don't think you should bring Rekka. It just seems to whiff on the lily pad entirely. You could probably be a lot safer by doing stuff like canceling into J6A if you're Youmu. Now, on the other hand, with Gintou, I think one of the biggest problems that he had was just dealing with the Lotus stance cut. If he did J5C a little bit more, or just, you know, waited to go over the Lotus stance cut and then use his regular bullets like J6C, J5B, it would have been better, but he definitely has the space around that Lotus stance cut. He can't play the matchup in the same way that he usually does. Also didn't really get to use much of the 2-2 in neutral, unfortunately. Iron Rings were pretty good though. I did see a couple of Border Escape catches off that. But yeah, it was a really good game, or a good set rather. And I feel like I learned quite a bit from that. And I'm not a Suwako main, and I'm also not a Youmu main, so if you guys want to leave in the comments any information that I didn't include, something that you noticed that I didn't, please, 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 please go ahead and do so. But thank you all for watching, and have a good night.